I want you to hit me as hard as you can.
Hi, I'm Luke Ryan for JoBlo.com and welcome to Top 5 Movie Mistakes. Whether it's Citizen Kane or Troll 2, in every movie, somewhere along the way, someone has screwed up.
Oh my God!
We are now mere moments away from finally seeing Batman take on Superman on the big screen in live action in a movie that has been anticipated for over 25 years. And who will win this epic cinematic clash of the Titans, the Dark Knight or the Man of Steel? Well, that's for Zack Snyder to present us with, so for now, how about we pit the world's finest against each other in the murky arena of movie mistakes. This time we look at and ultimately decide which movie has the worst mistakes between Superman Returns and Batman Returns. Now, Superman Returns was an interesting one, more of a retconning interquel than a sequel or a reboot, which certainly divided a lot of opinions. Let's take a look. Number 5, a quick and easy one. In this video you'll be seeing everything but the kitchen sink. So here's a kitchen drawer. In this shot it's open, and in the next it is instantly closed. Why was it open to begin with? Number 4, when Superman flies away from the city at the end, spoilers, if you look at the roads below, the cars are moving at an impossible rate of speed, giving it a really unnatural look, which I can only explain with this being a sped up helicopter shot. And if I'm correct, hey, at least it wasn't CGI, right? Number 3, this one is baffling. When Lois is holding onto her son being held captive by Kevin Spacey's Lex Luthor, we can clearly see her wedding ring on, you know, her ring finger. Yet the previous shot in this scene shows her wearing it on her other finger. Like, really? How does that happen? From the script supervisor to the actress herself, how does this actually happen? Number 2, during the big plane crash scene, Lois is thrown to the roof, the sheer gravity of this jumbo jet tumbling through the air, pinning her body, quite understandably, to the ceiling. So, how come her little lanyard and hair are dangling freely from where she's stuck? Doesn't quite make sense, does it? Number 1, when Superman saves the day by absorbing the impact of the plane's downward descent, a shockwave ripples through the craft. It's a really nice touch and makes you feel the enormity of the situation, the nose of the plane almost crumbling to pieces in Superman's hands. For one thing, there's Brandon Routh's CGI stunt double which has no expression on his face during this shot. Then, when he places the plane safely on the baseball field, the nose of the plane is now in pristine condition. Then, as he floats over to the door to rescue the passengers, his body casts no shadows. And you know who's to blame for all this stuff? Let's look at the credits, shall we? Yeah, post-production. Wow. So there's quite a few offences for Bryan Singer's reimagining of Superman, but let's turn our attention now to Tim Burton's 1992 follow-up to the hugely successful Batman, with Michael Keaton returning to his role as the Caped Crusader. Let's look at Batman Returns. Number 5, in the scene where Catwoman is wreaking havoc inside a department store, we can see as she cartwheels around the place, she's wearing flat-footed boots. And of course, in the very next shot, with maximum emphasis, we see that she's now wearing high heels. But hey, I wouldn't want to try flipping around in those things either. Number 4, now this has always been an issue, the Bat Eye Shadow. Whenever the Dark Knight removes his cinematic cowl, it instantly vanishes. No more eye makeup. But here we actually see it disappear before Batman even removes his mask, to accommodate the moment when Bruce reveals his identity. Number 3, when Penguin is fantasizing over taking down Batman, he playfully creates a bat shadow puppet on the ceiling. It's a cool visual that has always stuck with me, but how the hell is it even possible? I mean, where is the light source behind his hands that would even begin to start casting a shadow on the ceiling? It just doesn't work. Number 2, when Penguin visits his parents' grave, he nudges a nearby tombstone which clearly wobbles. However, this is apparently intentional as a nod to the infamous Ed Wood, who Tim Burton would shortly go on to make a film about, where it's referenced again.
That cardboard headstone tipped over. This graveyard is obviously phony.
Nobody will ever notice that.
There are plenty of other set giveaways here, like Catwoman falling onto this roof which shakes as one when it's supposed to be made of tiles, and when Penguin kills one of his clowns they fall onto a not so carefully concealed mattress standing in for concrete. Number 1, when Penguin... wow, seeing a theme here? When Penguin meets his grisly end, his death is poetically finalised, when the Penguins solemnly drag his body back into the depths from which they retrieved him as a child, the cruel circle of life completing itself. But notice how for a start the Penguins are clearly small people in suits, and how they're not actually even touching him. I mean, this has bothered me since I was a kid. Not enough though? Watch out for the little boogie board that Penguin was sliding down on. It pops out from underneath him as he starts to float into the water. So who wins? Superman or Batman? Well, in this case there are no winners, only losers. But when you look at all the mistakes, and there's plenty more I didn't have time to cover, especially in Batman Returns, it's actually Superman Returns that contains the lesser offences. Batman Returns, you dark horse of the Batman live-action legend, I love you, but you are riddled with mistakes. Superman Returns, well done for winning this one, but it ain't much of a victory. Post-production. Jesus.